Hi, good afternoon, everyone. It's me, your host Dania Hussain for She Talks Season 2. So, She Talks Season 2 is a place where we discover the journey of various inspiring women. And today we have with us one such woman who is Dr. Navjot. So, Dr. Navjot is an educationist, she is also an author, she has written various books, and she's heading Quest International School, and she's also the founder of and director of Women Achievers Circle, and she is also the board of advisory to many other circles. So, thank you so much, Dr. Navjot, for joining us today, and welcome to She Talks Season 2.
Thank you, Danya. Thank you so much. Thank you for this beautiful invitation. And it's wonderful meeting you.
Great, nice to meet you too. And so, Dr. Navjot, we shall start discovering, about you now.
Sure.
So, we would like to know, as you know, you have been an educationist. So, how did your journey began as an educationist?
As a educationist, I believe my journey began 8.5 years ago. And it has been a phenomenal journey because the academic landscape, the entire global education scenario is witnessing a paradigm shift now.
Yeah.
And it has been an enriching journey for me because there's so much to learn. Every day is something new in the entire industry of education. And as we talk about the education fabric or the landscape of the academic landscape, how it's changing, it's now more student centric. It's completely shifting towards holistic development. And it's not just one board, it's about all the boards, all the curriculum that is seeing a huge drastic transformation, or the we can say transition. Because as school leaders, we need to firstly embrace these changes with a futuristic mindset, with a progressive vision, so that we impart the right knowledge to our children, to our students.
Great.
Because they are the future leaders, they
Yeah.
are the future of tomorrow.
Yes.
And that's in the hands of us, the school leaders.
Definitely.
It begins from the school, first of all. And as the entire journey of this education industry, it's transforming now. It's completely seeing, I would say, not just slight changes, it's completely transforming into holistic development oriented.
Yeah.
And the education industry, not just in India, across the globe, because the job market scenario, the market dynamics will be changing in couple of years, and we need to be ready for it. We need to make our children, our students ready for it in the righteous way. And I would say for the education journey, it has been highly enriching, knowledgeable, because I really enjoy my work. This is something I discovered in my postgrad, that yes, I'm passionate about the school industry, how we shape the future, because teaching is such a profession that teaches all other professions.
Great.
So this journey has been beautiful.
So, Dr. Navjot, since you are the founder and director for the Women Achievers Circle, so what was the motivation behind to start this, and how was starting this entire thing?
Women Achiever Circle, the inception, it just started one morning in Canada, in Toronto,
Yes.
when I was sitting with a couple of females, and they were from different age groups.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting story, I'll just share.
Yeah, sure.
And they were, I would say, entrepreneurs from different age groups. Someone was above 55,
Yeah.
some in the middle 40s, some were young entrepreneurs. So when we were sitting in that community circle in Toronto and Canada, I just understood one thing, that women have this sparkle in them to create something. They have that creativity, that beautiful creativity to nurture, to create something. And age is just a number for them.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
They have no limits when it comes to creating something beautiful, and they have this unwavering commitment in them. So Women Achievers Circle inception started in Canada with a thought that led to India,
Great.
And in past 6 months, we have successfully done season 3. I think we just winded up with season 3 right now, where it's a platform, a pedestal to acknowledge women achievers. And we have in this circle ample of women from all walks of life, from different professions, and all of their journey is phenomenal. It's highly inspiring to all the young women and all the other women who want to create something or want to mark, I would say, just not just carve a niche for themselves
Yeah.
in this world. So, Women Achievers Circle is all about a platform appreciating women achievers and all across the globe, I would say.
So you know that the World Achievers Forum, it has created a strong impact, and so what was the mission or the vision behind this, and how did it upscale?
I would say the mission behind World Academic Achievers Forum, it's a platform to acknowledge leaders in the field of education specifically. And there are ample of projects World Academic Achievers Forum is running. We have a couple of anthology books coming up for young authors. It's a platform for youth. It's a platform for leaders in education. And we have a very interesting Olympiads coming up under World Academic Achievers Forum. So this is a platform, I would say, an enriching platform of knowledge, which is completely centered towards knowledge enrichment.
As an educationist, what do you believe is the most pressing need in today's education system? And how do you vision about bringing this change through your work?
As I mentioned, global education scenario is changing. The
Yeah.
dynamics is going to change now
Yeah.
completely. So what is the need of our is
Yeah.
to inculcate 21st century smart skills in the children, in the students now.
Yeah.
They need to be skilled. They
Of
need to,
course.
we need to, firstly, we as educators need to invest for our children to groom them to be global citizens. It's not just being centered to one place now. It's the world of, after globalization, this is the world where everyone is traveling so much. There's so much of exposure
Yeah.
and ample of opportunities across the globe. So this is the era of being global citizens. And we need to train our children to adapt
Yes.
to the changing dynamics of the world. And very imperatively, as educationists, what I have observed is we as school leaders need to, it's a pressing issue where it's not just about skill development, it's more even about developing emotional intelligence in our children. Because today's kids are highly aware. Emotional intelligence is imperative for them, sustainability, concern for planet. Because one thing we all have in common, that is Earth,
Yeah.
our planet.
Yes.
Sustainability, care and concern towards the planet. And today's kids, they are highly innovative in their mindset. They have the zeal, the zest and the
Yeah.
zeal to create something. That needs to be channelized in the right direction, in the positive direction, I would say. Because kids need to, we as educators need to just not make them aware of their rights. We also need to make them aware of their duties towards humankind, towards planet, towards the society.
So, Dr. Navjot, you are Miss India 2022. So, you are not just a queen, but a mentor and a pageant director, and you are giving opportunities to many young talents. So, what drives you to empower and uplift others in this glamorous yet demanding world?
Well, an idea that changed my life, it was when I stepped into pageantry.
Yes.
Because it was highly enriching journey for me.
Yeah.
It was the unleashing the hidden potentials in myself. So that was the driving factor when I launched Inspirational Miss India. And recently, we just crowned our first Inspirational Miss India 2025. And as a pageant director, my motive is to empower these young girls, to give them the right direction in the
Yes.
world of pageantry. Because when it comes to, it's not just, a crown is not just made of rhinestones or the
Yes.
semi-precious stones.
Yeah.
It's made up of determination, a lot of courage it takes to stand
Hard
on
work.
that stage.
Yeah.
And it's not just one day event, it's a journey for 3 to 6 months.
Yeah, of course.
There are ample of tasks involved. A queen is not just someone who looks beautiful, glamorous on the stage or who answers well. It's a thought process, it's the aura. And most imperatively, what impact a queen can make, a pageant queen can make towards a society. Because that platform or that crown or the title makes your voice reachable to a lot of people. People start listening to you. So, how is the thought process? That is something that needs to be shaped when we, as a pageant director, today when I see, and my life also changed when I won the title. My mass outreach definitely expanded. And my goals or anything I would say into the world of philanthropy or any social service act was definitely had a wider outreach. So that impacted a lot of girls' life, I would say, because when I started with my pageant journey, my first task was how do I contribute towards women empowerment?
Yes.
So the task I took it up was very much centered towards skill development. So I had this batch of 60 girls.
Yeah.
We trained them, me and my team, we trained them for fabric painting and a lot of skills in fashion designing. And today, out of those 60, 45 are making really good money. They are earning very well. And these were underprivileged girls from small societies
Okay.
that were given this complete
Opportunity, yeah.
opportunity to learn. And now they're working with fashion designers, they're working in ample of fashion stores. And most imperatively, I think what we can do for someone is not
Yeah.
charity is not just about go
Yeah.
and give money or just
Okay.
give something.
Yeah,
For me,
right.
charity is give a skill to someone.
Right.
The dignity that they can make their own money, they can be financially free.
Yes.
And financial freedom is very imperative in today's world when it comes to women. And along with that, the thought process was completely about making not just money, but those girls were able to stand on their own feet. They were able to face the society with dignity and integrity. That was more important. So that's how even I learned in my pageant journey. That it's not just animal welfare or it's not just women welfare. How deep they impact us. What is the intent? That makes a difference.
Okay, great. Yes, Dr. Navjot. So you have been, the author for ample of books, and also, you are the board of advisory to so many projects and various circles. So do you balance, how have you been balancing your journey throughout?
My journey of being an author has been impeccable, mesmerizing, beautiful, because I really loved it. And I'll add to this, my topic of research was work-life balance.
Great.
So, personally, my observation and the way I believe, we women, we are the divine feminine energy. We are the embodiment of Shakti, the
Right.
real Shakti.
Power.
Yes, power.
Yes.
We are the embodiments of strength and compassion. We all women have 10 hands.
Right.
We are wonderful when it comes to multitasking and maintaining work-life balance. So, yes, heading so many projects is beautiful because when I believe, when your intent is good, universe supports. And when you want to contribute something to the world in a positive way, all these cosmic forces, divine forces, they help you in this.
Yes, of course.
So the journey has been mesmerizing, beautiful, of being an author. And I realized it when I started my first project. I received one message from a wonderful person, I would say. She mentioned to me that it has been 3 decades in the field of education.
Yeah.
And because my books are anthology,
Right.
it is encompassing of ample of co-authors
Okay.
together. And as the flag bearer of this anthology projects, of course it is bit challenging and demanding of getting everyone on board and well in time. But yes, I have done it beautifully. And it has always been a support of all the co-authors who have contributed to this anthologies. And the message that I received from that lady, I would say, made me realize that yes, this is important. Because the text mentioned that from past 3 decades, I always wanted to write. This is what message I received from one lady. And I never got that platform. So that minute I realized that my pen, my vision, was a torch, was a guiding light to so many women to express their feelings, to give them a platform, to write and express to the world, and to share their experiences. So I think that was the driving force behind all the anthology books.
Great. Also, you have a book called the Trilogy series. So, what motivated you, for that particular book? If you can enlighten us about
The
that.
trilogy series,
Yes.
the very first volume was Mother a Divine Blessing,
Mm.
and it has received a phenomenal, I would say, love from audience.
Yeah.
And volume 2, Mother a Divine Gift, was just launched on 27th of July. And this was a heartfelt moment, I would say. And volume 3 is under process, that is Mother a Divine Creation. This anthology came into existence. I'm not a mother today, but my life's best relationship I share is with my own mother. And it has a very short story I would love to share with you how this book came into existence. Because I was just sitting one day in my office, and my mom, she is also an educationist and a wonderful administrator. But what I personally have observed about my mom is she is an epitome of courage, kindness, compassion, truly an angelic soul, a woman of formidable spirit. And she just entered my office. Mom was just sitting there. I was doing something. The minute I just looked up, I saw my mother's face. It was so divine, so angelic, so
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yes.
And I felt that innocence.
Yeah.
All the unwavering, I would say, commitment. She has always stood by me
Yeah.
like a shelter, like a rock. Because every mother, in all the darkest hours of life, stands like a shelter
Yeah.
for her child.
Yeah.
All the silent sacrifices, it's only a mother who can make. And every day, it's a full-time job. A mother is always on duty.
Yeah.
So I just got into this. It was an epiphany moment, I would say. In a click, in a fraction of a second, I just made a commitment. Yes, I'll do a trilogy series, and it'll be based on mother. It is about celebrating all the mothers across the globe.
Amazing.
So this is how it came into existence. And
Great.
the first volume, Mother a Divine Blessing, was encompassing of 75 co-authors from all walks of life, bureaucrats, doctors from medical science, research scholars, young students, teachers, principals, architects, interior designers. And it was so wonderful to see men and women in different age groups
Yeah.
writing about their mother, because this anthology trilogy series, it's not written by, I would say, professional authors. These are real people, real experiences, real stories, real feelings that have been poured into pages. This is how they have expressed it. Their true emotions, that how the success journey has been and what is the role of their mother in form of stories, in form of articles, in form of poetry. So our anthology always was a free domain that express the way you want to for every co-author. And that's how Mother a Divine Blessing, Mother a Divine Creation, and Mother a Divine Gift came into existence. And it all started from my mom. She was the
Great.
true motivation behind it.
Great. So also you have another book called Gratitude, Wisdom and Blessings. So what was your inspiration for that, and how did you feel about that? Can you tell us?
Gratitude, wisdom, and blessings came into existence when I realized personally the power of gratitude, the power of blessings, how miracles and magic happens in everyday life. Because whatever you achieve in life, life is never a bed of
Yeah.
roses.
Yeah, of course.
Ebbs and flows of life keeps on
Yeah.
moving.
Yes.
So it's never a cakewalk.
Yeah, of course.
And the power of gratitude, when we extend our gratitude to our people, to the ones who are close to us, who stand like our pillars,
Yes.
how it changes lives, how beautifully, the art of appreciation. And power of blessings, this book was mainly to emphasize on the power of blessings, that these silent blessings, they work when there are challenges, how we navigate through the challenges. When we say, okay, this was a miracle, God has been kind, God has always been kind to everyone, but selfless service, act of kindness, good karma definitely pays off.
Definitely.
And when we describe in this book wisdom, wisdom is being positive
Yeah,
even in the hardest times,
of course. Yes.
even the darkest hours of life,
Yes.
being positive
Yeah, right.
and believing in oneself, believing in God,
Yeah.
and whatever life gives us, maybe it's hard moments, maybe it's tough situations, always be like a tree. Take the carbon dioxide but give oxygen.
Yeah, of course.
So this book was mainly to appreciate and to create awareness on the power of gratitude, blessings, that how important it is to earn blessings in life and to believe in the magic of universe.
Amazing. Also, do you have any other upcoming books, or you're planning something, any, inspirational books undergoing?
Definitely. Well, I didn't wanted to reveal that,
Okay.
but as you asked,
Yes.
I have this project coming up, Mother of Divine Creation. That's
Okay.
the
Another part.
volume 3 of the trilogy
Okay.
series,
Yeah.
and it will also be encompassing of ample of co-authors. And one very interesting book that I'm coming up is based on angel numbers,
Okay. Amazing.
because every day on mobile phones or here
Yeah.
and there we
Yes.
do see some numbers.
Yes. Yes.
So
yes.
do these numbers have anything to do? Are these silent messages from the universe? Are they trying to convey something, communicate something to us? So yes, this book is based on that, and this is my solo project that I'll be continuing with the angel numbers.
Great. So
A
you're
book on
into
angel numbers.
astrology as well, a bit of.
Yes. Yes, you got me now. Yes, I have been an ardent reader
Okay.
when it comes to astrology, Vastu, and
Okay.
numerology.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So it was a very nice conversation with you. Now we would like to know that what is your message to the aspiring women entrepreneurs and the young girls and the women who are trying to build a great future.
Well, my message to all the women across the world is believe in yourself. First of all, believe in your capabilities, believe in yourselves, unleash your hidden potentials. Most imperatively, invest in yourself.
Yes,
That's
of
going to
course.
pay the best return.
Definitely.
Invest in your skills, talent, knowledge. Because sometimes a lot of responsibilities, a woman, I would say a woman's hat is filled with multiple feathers
Yes.
of responsibilities.
Yes.
Apart from achievements, it's a lot of responsibilities. So sometimes in the walk of life, we forget ourselves.
Yeah, of course.
So my message to all the women, young girls, never forget yourself. Always invest, unleash your hidden potentials, and it's just one life. Do what makes you happy, build a strong ethical moral fiber, because whatever we say, women are the foundation of a family.
Yeah.
We are the foundation of a society. So it's very important for all of us to have a strong moral ethical fiber, have to gain wisdom, because it's not just for ourselves, it's for the coming generation too. And as divine feminine energy, an embodiment of Shakti
Yeah.
in every female's heart, the flame is burning.
Yeah.
So it's very important for all of us to enlighten, illuminate the path for many others. So this is my message to all the young girls, to first of all believe in yourself and believe in that divine feminine energy. That's the flame is there. It's just burning, and sometimes it's opportunity, sometimes it's encouragement, and stand for one another.
Definitely.
Support one another.
Yes, of course. Definitely. So, thank you so much, Dr. Navjot, for being on our show. It was a wonderful session, and we got to know a lot about you. And we wish you all the best for your future. And with this, we end our show of She Talks today, season 2, with Dr. Navjot. So, thank you so much, Dr. Navjot, for
Thank you,
joining
Dania.
us today.
Thank you. It was a wonderful podcast, and the very first podcast when I did with a female, and I really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
And thank you for having me on the show. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.